Hey, this is Andy from Blackville Brides, and you are watching CMS TV.
Mm-hmm. All right, you got anything?
Let's see. Let's just do this now. I was going to hold this for. Well, I'll give you your choice, and I think I know what you'll choose. But
okay.
Today is a special anniversary in your world, or we can hear the latest track from the new Def Leppard Symphony record.
Oof. Well, it's May 13th.
Yes.
What happened on May 13th?
You want to go with the anniversary?
What's special about May 13th?
Well, it's a special one for you, I would imagine.
Okay.
15 years ago today.
Yes.
Was the release of Lightning Strikes Again, the Dokken album.
Okay.
The comeback. Remember, it was going to be the great comeback.
Well, it did chart.
It did.
It did chart. It did get on the Hot 100 or whatever chart it was, and they did do Rockline with Bob Coburn.
That's right.
And they did promote that pretty well, and it did okay.
Hi, Don.
Exactly. For this for an album and from a band that and for a genre or a music, what do you want to call a business? Mm-hmm. That at that point, CDs, record sales, whatever, were not a factor anymore.
Right.
But it did okay.
Now, do you think it did what Don intended it to do?
I don't even know that there was any expectation, given the environment that it was released in. I mean, what does record sales mean anymore?
Well, I don't think sales, but I think he was. If I remember right about that, it's hard to believe that was 15 fucking years ago. But if I remember right, he was. When we were talking to Don, he was talking long and hard about that being kind of giving the fans what they wanted.
And I think they delivered, to be honest. Yeah, I think it was a very throwback style CD.
Yeah.
You know? And that's the one that had the bonus track.
That's right.
Of Sunset Superstar, which I got to participate in the gang vocals on that.
Yeah. Yeah, it was featured Neeley.
Yeah, man.
Was your first vocal performance since what? Steel Piston?
Yeah, and you and I actually did the running order on that.
We did.
Yeah.
That's why I was gonna say it's a special day for us or for the CMS because we were involved.
I mean, you were involved. I was involved. We did the running order.
Yeah.
I had the bone. Well, here's a story for you. So, here's a story for you.
Okay.
After that album was released, it was being released in Japan.
Okay.
And as you know, because of Japanese sales, they try to incentivize people to buy the Japanese import.
Right.
And a lot of people may not know this, and I think I've probably explained this on the show before, that purchasing the American release was always cheaper.
Sure.
But the incentive is on the Japanese release, they would put a bonus track on there the bonus track.
That's right.
And that would encourage domestic purchasing of CDs in Japan.
Right.
But then the US people wanted that bonus track. And so the hardcores would actually order that disc, the Japanese version, so they could get that extra material.
Right.
This was prior to the internet. So you couldn't just go out there and find it somewhere and download it or whatever. So you had to buy the disc. You had to buy the Japanese import so you could get that extra bonus track if you were a hardcore.
Right.
And our good friend, long-haired Mike, who unfortunately passed away 8 years ago.
Sure.
He was one of those hardcores. He bought all the bonus track shit all the time, the Japanese imports that had the extra track or two on there. And
Sure.
so I was in LA. I think this was 2008, I think it was. And Don, he talked about this on the show that he had suffered a back issue, which ultimately led to having surgery in 2019. But it's a whole long story way back during the Don Dokken band day.
Right.
And he took his whole band, including Mickey D and John Norum and Billy White and all out on he took them to Hawaii.
Okay.
To as sort of a little end of the tour thing for the Don Dokken release Up From the Ashes.
Right.
So apparently Don had his then chick with him.
Okay.
And he had a son with him who was just an infant. And they were staying at this resort or hotel in Hawaii or whatever. And the other band members, it might have been Mickey, could have been Billy, who knows? They were out scamming on the chicks, right? Well, one of the chicks that one of the guys was scamming on, who worked at the hotel, she had a boyfriend or a significant other.
Right.
And she was out there messing around with one of Don's band members.
Okay.
And the boyfriend found out, and the only thing he knew was the name Dokken. I guess he was like a maintenance guy at the hotel or some shit.
Okay.
So he gained access to Don's room.
Oh boy.
With like the card key or room
Sure.
key. I don't know exactly what they had. But Don and his chick and his son Tyler were in bed and they were sleeping. It was like in the middle of the night,
Oh, Jesus.
3:00 in the morning.
Right.
So this guy comes into the room and he has a 2x4 with him.
Jesus.
Yeah. And Don wakes up just in time as this guy is approaching the bed.
Right.
And their baby is laying there between them. So Don rolls over to protect the baby because he sees this guy is wielding like a 2x4.
Right.
And this guy whacks Don in the back.
Ow, Jesus.
2x4.
No shit.
No shit.
Wow.
And fucked his back up.
Man.
Yeah.
Sucks.
So he rolled over his son Tyler to protect him, and this guy waxed Don in the back with a 2x4 a couple of times, thinking that he was fucking with his chick or something.
Thinking it was one of the other band members?
Yeah. Because all he knew was the name Dokken, and he looked up what room Dokken was staying in, and he went in the room and busted Don in the back a couple of times with a 2x4.
Wow.
So Don had some issues with his back because of that.
Jesus.
Yeah. And so, due to pain management, he was on like fentanyl patches.
Okay.
Well, over time, he kind of built up a tolerance to the fentanyl patches, and he kind of like got addicted.
Got addicted to the fentanyl patches. Yeah.
Exactly. So after the whole Lightning Strikes Again tour was over, he just that's a good one.
That's fucking funny.
That's a good throwback. So Don decided he needed to get off this fentanyl patch.
Right.
So he went to the same rehab place that Steven Tyler was at. And,
okay.
What's that? Dr. Drew, what's his last name? Dr. Pinsky. Well, he went to this rehab thing.
Okay.
To get off this fentanyl patch.
Sure.
Well, I was in LA and I was supposed to meet up with Don and go have dinner or something, but he called me and he says, "Yeah, dude," he says, I can't meet up with for dinner. I'm going into rehab tomorrow. And I'm just like, "Oh yeah, what's that all about?" And he goes, "Yeah, I got to get off this fentanyl. I built up a tolerance to it, so I got to get off of this thing." And he says, "But I need a favor." And I said, "What's that?" And he goes, "You're the only one who has these bonus tracks because he gave me the bonus tracks and everything.
Right.
He says, and the record label needs these tracks to put on the Japanese release.
Oh, nice.
And I need you to email them over to, and he gave us some guy's name and email and blah, 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 blah. So I need you to send those tracks over to the record label because I can't do it. I'm not at home. I'm not, in a position I can do that. So I need
Right.
that. So when I got home, because I was flying out the next day back home anyway, so I had to email the bonus tracks over to the whoever it was that was releasing the Japanese import to add these extra tracks onto Lightning Strikes Again. So there's a little story for you.
That's hilarious. I never heard that story.
Yeah, it's one in the archives.
Yeah, no kidding. So I don't want you to say who.
Yeah.
But does Don know who caused the actual problem?
I think it might have been Mickey.
Oh, I wasn't going to say.
Well, I mean, it wasn't. I said I think it might.
Okay.
Allegedly.
All right.
But I mean, this was what is this? 33 years ago.
Yeah, but Mickey still tours. This guy might be still.
Yeah, I know, but this was just a bad mishap,
Right.
But yeah, Don took a couple 2x4 whacks to the back before he could get up and deal with this guy.
That sucks. That's not fun at all. Holy smokes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. So moving back to the record, I put this out on the socials today just to see if people had any reaction to this thing.
Yeah.
And actually, quite a few people responded, which I was surprised. I didn't know anybody still looked at our dumb socials since we're adamant that we don't really use it.
Yeah, whatever.
But so let me pull that. Let me put that on the screen. I'll show you. I just asked people, what's your favorite track on this? Oh, what's yours?
Mine
is Sunset Superstar.
No, it's Point of No Return.
Okay. Yeah, I was just surprised how many people, like 8 or 9 people, chimed in with and they pretty much like all of it.
Yeah, I like that disc. I played it not long ago, but yeah, my favorite tune is Point of No Return.
And let me see. Of course, I have 2 different browsers, which makes this all the more fucking hard. Hold, please. Here we go. All right, let's see. Present this. Share. All right. Can you see that?
Yep, I can see it.
All right. So, I'll just quickly scan through these, but the best album since the classic days.
Yeah, well, it was a big throwback because it had a lot of elements of the Back for the Attack. Had a lot of elements of that.
Sure. Would you place it above Dysfunctional?
No.
Me either.
And Dysfunctional will always be my favorite.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's not my favorite, but it definitely is better than Lightning Strikes Again. I put that Lightning Strikes Again kind of in the middle. I thought it was good. I thought it tried a little too hard to sound like Under Lock and Key.
But it was a contrived album. The idea there was to make a throwback album.
Yeah.
So they set out to make a throwback album. So will it be the most spontaneous or the most creative thing you ever heard? No. Yeah. But it was just like, okay, you guys want to hear the classic sound? Here's the classic sound.
That's right. And then Attorney Michael, of course, the bonus track, Sunset Superstar, featuring guest vocalist Wendell Neeley.
Yeah.
Wendell is a proud fanboy.
Right.
Every one of them is the best. So Jolene likes every song on it.
Okay.
And look at this one. George Robbins. I remember This Fire, Standing on the Outside, Give Me a Reason, and Sunset Superstar. That's like half the album.
Yeah.
The best 11 album with Dokken.
All right.
New album is finally arriving in the fall. Yes, it is. Ben, must be Ben Benjamin.
No,
the Lightning Strikes Again record was the one that I listened to a lot in the last 2 years of high school, 2012 and 2013.
Okay.
I don't have a favorite song from it, as I enjoy the entire record from start to finish, including the 2 bonus tracks, Sunset Superstar and Leave Me Alone.
Yeah, that was the one I had to submit, the Leave Me Alone.
Leave Me Alone?
Yeah.
Let's see. This Fire is my favorite Dokken track.
Yeah, they played that live for that tour.
I even have the song as my ring signal, which I guess is the same as a ringtone.
I guess.
Wherever Henrik is, they call it the ring signal, which I did not know. Judgment Day is excellent. And Oasis, that riff is a classic.
Yeah, it is. I think that was the first release was Oasis. You are my Oasis.
Yeah. So there you go. You got some Dokken fans out there that couldn't wait to respond to me throwing this out there.
Well, very good. I mean, again, if you were looking for that classic throwback album, that was very intentional.
Mm-hmm.
It was that was just like, what can we do? Because this was, I think John Levin told this story on the show that he gave Don a whole list of songs or made him like a mix CD or something.
Sure.
And asked him to play it in the car, like when he's like tooling around or something, and listen to it and try to gain some kind of inspiration.
Right.
To write some songs that were kind of throwback sounding songs. And that's what they came up with.
Right. Well, I do think it's a good record. I definitely don't think it's a terrible record at all.
It's an ear candy record.
It is. Yeah. But it was good for the time. And, I just couldn't believe when I saw it was 15 years ago. Holy smokes.
Yeah. Where's the time go?
What happened?
Yeah.
I mean, dude, most bands, when you think about it, most bands don't live 15 years.
True.
And this is 15 years after the first 20 years.
Right.
Isn't that crazy?
It is. It is.
Wow. They've been around forever.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I just remember it was a Sunday. Don was living in Laguna Niguel. I think that's how you say it correctly. It's south of LA. And he had a recording studio. And I was in LA at the time. And he was like, yeah, why don't you come down to the house? We'll kind of hang out, let's have some barbecue, blah, 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 blah. So
right.
I walk in the door, and he was working on, he and his engineer were working on some of the songs. And I walked in, and he goes, hey, I'm glad you're here. He says, here, grab this set of headphones. So I go, what's up? He goes, I need some gang vocals. So he and I'm trying to remember what his engineer's name was. But he and I and his engineer, we all kind of stood around a microphone and the gang vocals for Sunset Superstar.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's funny. It's hilarious. Well, the thing I remember is me and you, arranging it.
Yeah, we did.
We both had the record, and we both we agreed to get together on a Wednesday night or something.
Yeah. And what we based it on was under lock and key.
Yeah. But we took a long time. What I remember most was getting yelled at for fucking spending so much time dealing with you instead of, you're not paying attention to the family.
Yeah, whatever.
I got that fucking argument that night. I still remember that.
Sure. And Jeff Scott Soto was on that record.
Yeah, on Give Me a Reason.
Uncredited.
Yeah, he did all the backing vocals on Give Me a Reason, right?
He did all the backing vocals on most of the songs.
Oh, did he?
Okay, but he didn't get credited.
I know we have somewhere the Give Me a Reason with no vocals.
Yeah.
And all you hear is Soto. You can really hear Soto when you hear it that way.
Sure.
Was too good. Yeah. Soto's been everywhere, hasn't he? Jesus, the fucking guy is in every project. Every project.
Yeah. He's a talented guy. So
he is.
He's a great singer, great performer.
Mm-hmm. And makes his money. Good for him. So anyway, that's all I really wanted with the Dokken was I just wanted to, I didn't know if you were aware that it was the 15-year anniversary.
You brought that up. I was not aware.
Yeah. Interesting stuff, right?
Mm-hmm. I'm glad we had a little piece of the history.
That's right.
No, because we also did the running order for Broken Bones.
Yeah. And that was 8 years later or whatever.
It wasn't that far. It was 4 years later.
Yeah. And now it's been 15 years again now?
Well, close. And
when was Broken Bones? 11?
12.
12?
Mm-hmm.
So it's been 11 years. Jesus.
Yeah.
All right, Axel, get to it. Holy smokes.
Yeah. So, and I did the running order on this new one, which is going to be called When Heaven Comes Down.
Oh, is that what there's finally a title?
That's the title, When Heaven Comes Down.
Nice. Do you think of that?
No, I didn't title it. All I did was the running order.
Okay. Yeah. Well, hey, can't wait. I mean, I can wait because I've already heard it, but
right.
I don't know which version I've heard that's the right one, but
it's the one that's more punchy.
The one that's not bricked.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it sounds good. It's a cool record.
John Levin's is kind of stepped out and kind of made his own mark instead of copying Lynch.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you like John Levin and you like his performance, he's kind of injected some John Levinism in it, if that's
right.
word.
That's right. Look at Anthony in here. It's been 15 years since Chinese democracy, and I'm still pissed.
Did you wait at Best Buy until it was released and get a store manager to shoo you out of there to go to the market and have some Dr. Pepper?
That's right. Just hogging the Dr. Pepper machine, so they threw him right out of there.
Right.
He's still mad about it. Too funny.
All right. Well, what's the next thing you got?
Oh, we could do the Def Leppard.
All right. Let's do the Def Leppard.
Let me get this thing opened up in a different tab here, because I got to fix this in the break. But I have an Opera tab running StreamYard and a Chrome tab running all my shit, and that does not work.
All right.
So let me shuffle some shit around here so I can do this. All right, here we go. So Def Leppard, again, they're going to try with everything they got to push this what is it called? Drastic Symphonies.
Okay.
And it is not getting any love anywhere. I mean, everybody is just beating on this fucking thing.
Well, the thing is that who did it first? Was it Metallica? Were they the first to do it, or did
I think there were bands before Metallica? Metallica's the biggest to do it, I guess. But
did Scorpions do it?
Yeah, Scorpions have done it. Udo has done it. Doro has done it.
Yeah.
I think Megadeth might have done it. I mean, there's infinite numbers of bands that have done this.
And I think probably just from one song alone, Guns N' Roses were probably the first to do it.
Well, they did it with one song that was actually decent, but
and what was that, 90, 91?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, on Use Your Illusion, 91.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Kiss did it, thank you.
Yes.
Deep Purple did it, of course. With Christopher Cross on guitar, I'm assuming. But and I even said this to Udo the last time I talked to him. I said to my buddy Udo.
Yeah, when I was talking to Udo, and Udo was on my show.
Yeah, when Udo was talking to me from my LA home, when I asked Udo about this, and I told him, off the air, I told him, I said, nobody likes those, right? And he goes, no, there are many people that like them. I was like, all right, dude, whatever. But, no one likes them. No one. I don't know anybody. I don't know a single person.
Have you gone back and listened to the Metallica one?
Not only have I not gone back and listened to S&M 1, but they put out S&M 2 that I didn't even bother listening to. And you know what a Metallica fan I am.
That's why I was asking.
Yeah. I didn't even bother. I was like, no, I just don't care. I don't want Symphony Metallica.
Well, can we get a Pantera Symphony?
Let's hope not. I hope not.
Could you talk to your friend Phil and see if he can make that happen?
I will not. The only symphony I want is a Symphony of Destruction, goddammit, and not one with a bunch of fucking violins in it. Just stop with the symphony. It's never good. I don't know if these are the things that the Yes, and I would think this is the deal with Def Leppard. They're a big band. Their people don't want to get fired, so their people suck their dick with every dumb idea they have.
All right.
Well, we haven't done that yet. Let's do it. Oh, it sounds wonderful. Wonderful idea. Don't you think their management's just like, yeah, whatever, knowing that they won't like lose their deal or their touring ability by putting out this piece of shit record. So that's what they're doing. Same reason that they've put out piece of shit record after piece of shit record with country songs and pop songs and, wannabe glam rock songs, because they're not going to lose their gig. And their yes men never say, you know what, you guys used to be a rock band, so rock. So that's my thought. But okay. I don't know a single person that's ever said, man, I love that symphony record.
I listen to that all the time.
I can't stop listening to it. It's fucking fantastic.
There it is.
Ugh. So anyway, here is Def Leppard's second single, Hysteria. Done with the symphony.
Can't wait.
Yeah, I mean, maybe this will be the one that turns us and our fans into symphony freaks, but here we go. Let's stop here for a minute. Is this current voice or is this old tape Joe?
I'm thinking this is old tape Joe, because that immediately came to mind, the first piece of vocal that popped in there. It sounds like old tape Joe.
So we're going with 35-year-old vocal.
Yeah,
probably the entire instrumentation of the guitars, bass, drums, and Elliot are the old tapes.
Yeah, this sounds like original mixed with symphony.
Yeah, with just some bad symphony bullshit behind it, or in it. I don't even want to say behind it; it's just in it.
Mm-hmm.
But all right, let's give it a little more here.
You could try to answer to me. I'm in love.
Do you hear the plucking of the violin string?
I don't get it.
I'm going to be honest. I don't really like this song anyway. I think this is one of the not so good songs on Hysteria, an album that I do like. So, I'm not a total hater here, but this is just, what is the point?
I don't know. I mean, it's not so far outside of the original. It's just the original with some added
junk
instrumentation. That's about it.
No, junk.
All right.
It's just useless.
Yeah.
There's no reason to take this song, which was already a tepid mid-tempo bleh. It was definitely the worst of the singles that they released.
We're punching it up, Chris.
Yeah, they're not.
We're punching it up. Come on.
I'm not going to lie. Am I wrong in saying this is more bland than the original version?
Yeah, because the if you want to call it, the heaviness is taken out and the softness is inserted.
Yeah. It's just ick. Not feeling this, but
all
right, let's get a little more. Let's get to the chorus.
I'm sinking to my knees. I gotta know tonight if you're alone tonight. Can't stop this feeling. Can't stop this life. Oh, I gotta steer it down. Hysteria. What can you feel? Can you believe it? Tonight you girl. Hysteria. When you get that feeling, gotta stop believing. It's a miracle. I say you will prevail. Hysteria when you're near.
Thoughts?
I don't know what the point is. I mean, I just don't. I mean, just put the original on.
Yeah. Is anybody going to go to this and be like, oh, yes,
Man, I'm glad they redid that.
I'm going to use this for my wedding song?
Yeah, sure you are.
I just, for the life of me, I can't figure out why. It's not going to sell. It's not going to get played a whole lot. I think even hardcore Def Leppard fans are going to listen to this like one time and then just be like, all right, that's it.
Yeah, that goes in the old circular file.
Yeah, I mean, throw it on the shelf so that my collection stays complete.
Exactly.
But that's all this is going to be for. There you go. This is for postmenopausal housewives crying in their soccer van after dropping the grandkids off at school.
Oh boy.
Probably true.
Yikes.
Oh, and by the way, YouTube people, as I see there's 50 of you or whatever that have come back on. If you get cut off again, that will be YouTube doing it because we're daring to do what is fair use, but their stupid robots will say is fucking copyright.
You're playing it off YouTube.
Yeah, I am, but still.
YouTube.
We don't have a license to play it off of YouTube.
Yeah, but it's YouTube to YouTube.
Yeah, but they don't care. That's still if you play too much, it's copyright, even though we are commenting on it, which is fair use.
Right.
That being said, their dumb robots don't understand fair use. They'd rather just pull it down and then have you appeal for 30 days. I'm getting real good at this now.
and then they'll tow it out of your driveway.
Yeah, exactly. But I know that Hysteria or Def Leppard is Universal Music, and they are the worst at fucking pulling the shit. So
here they are.
So do you want to hear more of this, or have you heard enough?
I'm gonna leave it up to you.
I'll go a little further.
It just sounds like the original with some strings. That's all it sounds like.
Let me go to the middle here so we can hear the solo. How's that sound?
All right.
All right, here we go. Here we go.
When you're near. Come on.
Just inspired.
So they just basically replaced the electric guitar with some acoustic strings.
Just inspired.
I just don't get it. I just don't.
So this thing is like 14 songs or something. The whole album. Can you imagine trying to listen to this thing?
No.
Yeah, I do agree with Joe Rico on this. Where did it go? The strings fit better with Def Leppard than for Metallica. I do agree with that. Metallica trying to do thrash metal with strings is just stupid. It's just dumb. At least this is sort of in the realm of, whatever, classical music.
I guess.
Yeah. Oof.
All right.
Sounds like an audio student who lost some of the tracks in a Pro Tools session and filled.
Yeah.
It does.
That could be very well the case.
No, geez, oh man. Let's see here. The strings sound like synthesized audio, not actual instruments.
That could be as well.
That could be it too.
Yeah, they didn't necessarily have to, fill up a recording studio with a actual symphony.
Yeah. There you go. 14 songs too much.
Right.
Oh boy, this is just. It's not getting a lot of love here, that's for sure. But
I just don't understand it. It doesn't add anything to it. It just actually diminishes the original.
Yeah,
and it's just like, okay, all right, whatever.
Yeah, it's just crap. But
just float your boat.
That's right. So, all right, that's enough. I can't take any more of that.
All right.
So there you go. If you want it, Def Leppard. The singles or the Drastic Symphony, whatever it's called, garbage.
Yeah.
So there you have it.
Eat it up, folks.
Yeah, go buy it immediately at your favorite record store.
Exactly.
Oof.
All right. Well, let's take a break. I'll let you pick a tune. What should we play?
All right. I didn't see the chat room. Did they like the Tesla cover or no?
Well, yeah, they said that even Jackal said, well, at least they stayed close to the original.
Okay. Well, then we'll stay old. We'll
Okay.
go with, I've been in a weird old kick lately, just trying to listen to some albums that I never really listened to before.
Okay.
And here's one, Uncle Ted Nugent, Working Hard, Playing Hard from Cat Scratch Fever. That's a
Okay.
pretty good tune
All right.
that I did not know until like yesterday.
That's
I don't think I ever listened to that whole album.
Well, that's one guy we've never had on the show.
Uncle Ted?
Yeah.
We probably could. I'll let you and him talk, though. Because I doubt he's going to answer any music questions. It's all going to be like, the fucking left-leaning lunatics.
Yeah. Those gun grabbing assholes.
You and him could celebrate Trump for an hour.
Right. We can compare guns.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'll just sit in the background and go, yeah. Mhm. Cool.
Sure. Look at this one I got, Ted. Well,
Yeah.
I have that too, only I've got it super powered.
Yeah. Dude, we
Eating the flesh of deer.
I wonder if we could get Ted.
Well, if we could, it'd be cool if I could, or if we could.
Yeah. I'll reach out to his peeps and see if we can't get Ted. It's not like he's out on tour or anything right now.
He
Or
is.
he's getting ready to.
He's on his final leg.
Well, he's getting ready to, but I don't think he's out there yet. So he's got something to promote.
Right.
All right, let me reach out and see if I can't make that happen. I no promises on that because Mr. Fox News guy, now he's too big for scrub podcasts.
I guess.
But-
All right. Well, let's play some Uncle Ted with some Working Hard, Playing Hard exclusively here.
On your classic metal show.